Yoo-hoo.
Hello and welcome everyone to the Friday, March 20th edition of the Contributor Comms team meeting. As a reminder, this meeting operates under a code of conduct which essentially says to be respectful of your fellow speakers and attendees and generally be excellent to each other. At the beginning of the call here, we like to offer an opportunity for anyone on the call to introduce themselves. This is totally optional. I like to go first so I can explain what the meeting is. So, hello and welcome everyone. I'm Caslin Fields and I am hosting your podcast today. And I am a co-lead of this subproject, which is the contributor communications subproject in open source Kubernetes. And this group is focused on making sure that folks within the contributor community in Kubernetes know about things going on that they ought to know about, and also to some extent to make sure that folks outside of the contributor community know about the awesome work that contributors are doing. We do that through a variety of means, including running social media accounts for the project, running a variety of communications projects, some of which we will talk about today. So, this meeting, we will go over updates from the variety of work that our team is doing. My pronouns are she, her. Anyone else want to introduce themselves? Totally optional. We have a crew of regulars today, so we'll move right along. Next housekeeping item is note taker and Chris Short volunteers. No.
I did not. I mean, it's by committee anyway, so but I did
Yeah,
have a question.
yeah. What you got?
I was looking in Buffer.
Christopher
Chris,
actually volunteers. Thank you, Christopher.
thank you, Christopher. Um, the last call for Engine X, Ingress Engine X
Oh,
posts, those did not get a pre-approved before the scheduled time. Should I send them now? It was for
Uh,
Monday. It was.
yeah, but as the end of life, we haven't reached the end of life, so I don't think
I
it's
think it's
bad.
end of the month is what we were being
Yeah,
told.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, so I think it's okay,
Okay.
depending on how the posts are worded.
The last call for Nginx, Ingress Nginx, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, by the end of March. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and ship these off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nope. Over.
Awesome. Cool. So Christopher Teneo is our note taker. Thank you, Christopher, once again. And I think with that, we'll move into the agenda. No Frederico on thus far today. So we're trying to do a thing where we at least periodically flip blogs to the top.
Yeah, maybe.
um, but he's not here, so we'll skip that this time. I'm sure, going to be in Amsterdam, so he won't be here next week either. But we'll go ahead with other stuff, especially since Natalie put things in. So
Mhm.
we've been talking about social media here before we got started with the recording. Tons of social media going on right now because KubeCon is next week. KubeCon EU, which is the larger KubeCon. I should bring up
Mhm.
my spreadsheet. I have the CNCF publishes a transparency report after every KubeCon, which lists the number of attendees. So you can create a sheet, like a chart of KubeCon attendance over time. Um, the
Which
pandemic
they,
is very sad.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Those years
It
were rough. Never
never
really
came back
recovered.
that strong, but it's still very good. Like
And
KubeCon
now it is.
NAs are around 8 to 10,000, and EU is like 12 to 15,000. I think it's been around 13,
Yep.
but
Sounds
they
about
sell
right.
out. They could probably go a little higher if they want to organize that. That's a CNCF thing. I'm not messing with those decisions.
Not touching that. Yeah, no. It was hard enough just to get them to realize they needed to cancel during the pandemic.
I mean, they had so much going on. It was
I know. It's not fair for me to say that, I guess, especially on a recorded call. My bad, CNCF. I didn't mean that in a bad way.
yeah, just that Like it was a hard time for everyone running events.
Yes, very hard.
It was very difficult to make those decisions. But anyway, so let's talk about the social media posts that we have going on to support KubeCon. So there's two separate kind of projects here. There's one Maintainer Summit and two KubeCon. So Maintainer Summit is primarily handled by Natalie, who is the comms lead for Maintainer Summit. Our role is to make sure that folks within the Kubernetes community know about things going on with the Maintainer Summit they ought to know about, but primary ownership of communications is with the CNCF. So we'll go over Natalie's updates. And then there's the KubeCon EU regular social media posts that we do. There's like 35 or 40 posts that we're making throughout KubeCon, which seem to already be in Buffer. So we'll check in on those things. Let's go with Natalie's updates first. So Natalie posted a few things.
Yeah, I
According to Chris,
approved.
there were like a dozen things
Yes.
to Buffer. And you've approved half of them? Did you approve all of them?
No, I got them all.
Cool. Thank you very
Pokemon.
much.
Yeah, they're
And
queued
she said,
or scheduled.
what was that? They're scheduled?
They're scheduled, yeah.
Nice. And she said they're for meet and greet reminders. And then send the know before you go.
I saw that this
Send the
morning.
know before you go.
Yeah.
She meant that in the past tense. Reporting on things we
Yes.
already did. Who does that in this meeting? Natalie does. That's how you know she's leading the charge.
Yes.
Okay, so know before you go has been sent, which is really nice. Please review the unconference message, she said. So here's the link to her comms doc, I guess. Let's take a look at the unconference meeting. So we had discussed in the Wednesday SIG ContribEx meeting that for unconference, we've had some issues with people who aren't attending Maintainer Summit submitting unconference sessions, which arguably is fine. But the issue is that they don't specify anyone to speak in their place who is actually going to be there, which you need to have that part if you're not going to be there. So they were trying to keep it to just people who are actually attending Maintainer Summit this time since we've had some issues. So we said for our owned comms, we're just going to say, like, go look at what the CNCF told you. We're not going to tell you where the unconference issue is or anything about the unconference issue. Just like go check out your CNCF comms, please. So let's
Yeah,
see
she didn't
what she
write
wrote.
that way. But yeah.
Uh-huh.
It definitely linked directly to the discussion.
So for every discussion that's good, that's gonna be a session.
No, it gets upvoted and downvoted, and then the summit chairs select which thing goes where at what time. So there'll be some feedback on all sessions.
Like every SIG chairs or this SIG?
The maintainer summit chairs decide the unconference schedule based on submissions to the discussion that are then up and down voted. So if like 50 people upvote one thing, that's probably going to be an unconference session that actually happens. If it gets 2 upvotes, it might not. It just depends.
Okay.
I took out the link and said only submit if you're going.
Okay.
That might be overkill. But
it might be. I definitely don't want to put the link out on social.
No,
That's
definitely not.
sure.
Did she have that in some of the posts?
Yep.
Don't approve them if they have to be changed.
They're in the doc. I'm not. Those weren't scheduled, I don't think. Let me triple check.
That's the whole purpose of the review process, is that we can catch these things.
Maintainer Summit.
Oh, Susan's on, and Frederica. So we can do
here we go.
Logs, and we can check in with Susan about, we were discussing earlier, Susan, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it. The post for KubeCon, we saw that it looks like they're already in, but we wanted to make sure that the time zone wasn't an issue, because we usually switch the time zone of Buffer so that it's easier for you to put them in.
But there's 2 places in Buffer to change them, and we're not sure if the posts that are already scheduled will break when we change them in the second place. So,
They should not. Okay, so there is one missing. I need to clarify the language on the thank you to the tweet writers
Mm.
message. We are directing them, we're, oh, want to help out next time? We're directing them to come see us at the meet and greet, but I want to confirm that we will have presence there before we tell them to do that. And if not, I will reword it to be something else
Natalie will be
if we're
there,
not
right?
sure.
Natalie will be there.
Okay.
I don't know that she wants the job of representing our group for that. Not that anyone ever comes to the meet and greet and talks to us anyway. We should probably just direct them to our regular Friday meetings
Okay.
anyway.
Perfect. I will rewrite that one and then load it. As far as the time zone, it should not break anything. I load these in the middle of the night so that no one else is probably in buffer at that time. And then I
Oh.
globally switch the time zone to whatever it is for the
Oh,
conference.
Susan.
And then I check,
Yay, Susan.
I switched it back and then checked everything, like did the maths. Okay,
Good
is it
for
now
wow.
showing?
It's
It's
showing the right
awful.
thing.
It is showing the
Oh,
right
it is
thing.
so awful because
But it
it
should
gets
not
worse
break
though.
anything.
It gets worse. There's the
Of course it does.
global, like on the main all channel publish page in Buffer,
And
there's
then
a
I had
time
to do
zone.
it individually too.
And you have to change them on the individual accounts. Yes.
And
Terrible.
you have to log out and log back in to get it to apply. Because I was
That I didn't
changing
know
it
about.
and changing it and changing it. I was like, wow, these
Oh my
changes are not
God.
sticking. What is
Ugh,
going on here? So yeah,
that's terrible.
it was special. But
Chris, they
yeah.
listen to you, right?
I mean, they can. Anybody can submit feedback, I thought.
You were in like some kind of early tester
Oh,
program
that's
at one point.
right. Yeah, I was. Sorry. Let me find that. Is it a Discord
Maybe if you
channel?
gave feedback, they would listen to you.
Maybe.
And thank you, Arpit, for offering to write a README on it. It would be great to have this documented so
Oh my
that
God.
we can fuss at
Yes.
them.
It would also be great if it went
Usually,
away.
It would be.
Chris,
Did spend a significant amount of time on Google to figure out, like
Yeah,
trying to
like
describe what was happening and why is this happening. And I only eventually came across, hey, you might need to log back out and in. That was not, high on the list, but it
turn it
did
off and on
fix
again.
it.
Oh boy.
I never change the time zones in Buffer. Like when I like previously did some of the tweets, like it will be like
Hmm.
always Kathleen or Chris who does that. So like I don't know, like it is like so complicated thing to do.
Yeah, that's why we do it for you usually. But
But
Susan
Yep.
is
so
awesome.
but like uh, I can like write a readme and like we can like mm, maybe like do something like buffer guide or something which we can
We
like
have a buffer guide-ish. Like we have
then
like a
Do we?
calm social guide in the repo,
we
I
can like
think.
add
Let's
that,
take a
that
look.
Yes.
we
A
can like I can add that in
troubleshooting section
Yeah, we don't
might
have
be
a
valuable.
troubleshooting section.
Yeah. That
If things
yes.
aren't working as you expect, please try this.
Yeah,
So
we do not have
yeah.
so we could call it what did I call that thing? So I started a thing when I was in the Air Force to like capture a bunch of like really specific quirks and like error messages, bugs that we saw. And I called it What's the Fix? And it was like a forum kind of thing. And if you take the acronym What's the Fix, it's WTF. And
It's
then you
perfect.
just, yes.
I think that applies here for sure.
Yeah, I like that.
Me too.
Apparently, we have a guideline that we can't tweet keps.
Oh, well, yeah, we can't tweet a lot of direct things that require comments.
I feel like that wording could be clearer, though. Like, we don't want to
Mhm.
tweet direct links to keps because we don't want to overwhelm them with comments.
Yes.
Granted,
It's
we
the
don't usually have any desire to tweet keps.
no, we don't, but it's the whole like pointing the community at
Like
something is like pointing a massive spotlight at it.
Yeah.
Can we like write
Anyway.
a new file, like, because this is under blogging resources, right? So like if someone is looking for specifically buffer, it's like a social media tool rather than a blogging thing.
You're right. We should probably reorganize the folder file structure here and maybe have like a separate social media folder. Do we have any
We
other
should.
resources on that? We have the social guidelines, multi-channel communications, things that don't really fit in blogging is what I'm looking at. Event checklist.
Oh, do we have
What is
events
this?
anymore?
To do, this document is intended to outline.
Yeah, it's a to-do, but it actually got committed. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Someone had to
how did
merge
that
this.
happen?
It
I mean,
says
I guess
add README for blogging resources. It's a KubeCon checklist. That's brilliant.
3 people.
Yay.
Frederico, Chris Short, and Avinash. Maybe
But it
this
has
was
so
from
much
that time that Avinash tried to be the comms lead for contributor
contributor
summit. Yeah, that didn't.
Yeah.
That was not ideal.
Right.
It looks like there's a whole bunch with that same commit message though from 3 years ago.
Interesting.
Like they all went together.
What I am thinking right now is we can create a folder in comms for like social media tools, and in it we can create a folder for buffer, and then in that we can like write a MD file that I can do that, like buffer timelines or like buffer time zones .md, something like that. Like I will work on
I'm
conventions, but then we can write like how to change time zones in buffer, like specifically to our community.
Yeah, let's roll with that.
Yeah.
I was gonna quibble social media tools versus something more generic, but I think people would be interested in a folder titled social media tools, and that's really all we need. It's for people to be interested in the folder. That'd be awesome. Thank you, Arpit.
Like let's do it after KubeCon, because I guess then that will like Susan can also give me a demo like what actually like has to be done. Like I don't want to like try that right now because already there is a scheduled stuff and it can break.
Yeah, you can basically do
that.
like a pair friction logging. Susan can run through the interface while Arpit records what you got.
Yeah, but
Probably
that
for the
let's do that
best.
after KubeCon.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Cool. All right, so we had talked about some of the social media things. We got through one of Natalie's updates, but Frederico is here. So if folks don't mind, I'd love to hop over to Frederico and come back to KubeCon
Do
comms.
it.
Yep.
Awesome. What you got?
Mostly in progress stuff more than anything with a very dramatic change in status. So for the SIG spotlights, we've added, as I mentioned last time, another person in the as a participant from the SIG side, and we're still waiting for the reply. So now we have 2 different people from the SIG that are supposed to be answering our questions. So no budget there, but at least we have more people doing what we want, which is, I suppose, better because it allows us to expect some movement in the short term. But by the way, we've already messaged them and insisted, so it's being taken care of. And actually, I think it's Avni that's working with me on that. She talked with the SIG shares, so it's we're doing what we can, and let's hope that there's progress in the short term. From the AI, we create. So we have the two interviewees in a DM. We have started with the questions, and we are waiting to finalize the questions that we want to share before sharing with them. That's
And
the
that's for
status. I can't remember. That's for the AI. That's not the one. It's for
the AI working group.
AI working group. Yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly.
Got it. Running through the notes.
Yeah, I missed that. Sorry, I'm a bit running nose. So yeah, we are. I'm. Let me just go and see who's working with me on this. I have a terrible memory. Wait. Wow, I can't remember, and I don't want to mangle anyone's name, but this is one that I'm also working with someone that expressed interest in participating in this sort of spotlight. The release questions, the questions are drafts, and I'm working with Kat on that. We had a retro 1 week ago, so we will start going through them perhaps next week or something. Apart from this, so these are the ones that are active. I've been trying to look into interesting spotlights for the two persons that expressed interest but still haven't started with something. I will. I reviewed to do once. They are mostly correct, so there haven't been any movement there. I think that I will. I was thinking of going forward with perhaps a SIG scalability because of the changes that have existed, and even because of the a recent red status that happened during a 136 release meeting, because SIG scalability provides a weekly status on changes, which generally is green, but there was a red one recently, which I found interesting. So that might even be an interesting topic to discuss with the spotlight with the SIG scalability team. The other one, I'm still not completely. Sure, but I'll pick something and I'll add the others as I'll arrange the discussion with others in our channel, and let's see how it goes.
Sounds good. We've got things rolling. Chris found where to give feedback to Buffer.
Yep. I found a link.
Awesome. So I'm apparently not logged into GitHub, so I didn't update any of those issues, but I had updates on those at least within the last couple of weeks. So we'll check in on those again next time and see if they need. There wasn't a whole lot of movement from the last updates I had on all of them, so we'll check in again next time and see if there's any movement after KubeCon. Thank you, Frederico. Okay. Coming back into KubeCon comms.
So for the
yes.
unconference, the message was approved already?
So
Yes.
I was
No.
for the
not for
no, I don't think
that doc.
so.
Do you like to take more time to read it?
They all had the link to the issue in it, which is exactly what we said we didn't want to do. So we've got to run through and make sure.
To be fair, I don't think we explicitly said that, but we definitely, we talked about how we didn't want to get bombarded by ideas with no one to run them. So yeah.
Yeah. So I will make a quick edit here, do that kind of as a working thing here. Please. I added some verbiage about checking the messages from the CNCF and only submitting if you are registered to attend.
Yes. Thank you.
And updated the
Well,
Slack
so
one with
what's
that.
I mean that's the process to could you tell me why you guys removed the issue or the GitHub link?
Because so we've had an issue with the last couple of maintainer summits where people submitted ideas to the unconference and were not present. And the
Yes,
way the
like
unconference works is you submit ideas, people vote on them. If your idea gets selected, it
You
gets
mean
added to the
live
schedule.
at the conference?
Exactly. And then if your talk is selected live at the conference to be part of the conference, you're expected to then lead that session
So you prefer
typically, unless
to
you've
in the venue to publish like a QR or a link or something?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what tool they use. At DevOps days, we use a board of post-it notes on a wall.
yeah,
So
which
there's a
is
variety of
typically
different ways, but
better for reasons.
yeah, I don't know if they do something physical on the wall to say like here are the unconference sessions, or if they just do it on some kind of virtual thing, like on Sketch or something. But yes, the schedule is decided on site at the conference. Attendees in person are informed about where they can find out which unconference sessions are happening in which rooms. And if you submitted the unconference session, you are expected to lead it unless you have specifically stated otherwise. We've had an issue with the last several maintainer summits where people submit ideas and then are not present at the event, and then their ideas get selected, and then there's no one to lead the idea. So that's why we are not sharing the GitHub issue. We don't want to encourage people who are not registered to attend the maintainer summit to submit ideas.
Okay,
So we are
yeah,
letting the CNCF
fair,
handle those comms and send them only to people who are attending.
fair.
Yeah, so that's the story. So I've reviewed those. I have made some modifications. If you are, well, let me. There we go. All right. I think those are fine now. We could get those scheduled. Let's move on to the next item. Thank you, Christopher, for recording in the notes. Next one, send out reminder messages to SIGs and working groups that hadn't signed up for the meet and greet. Good stuff. Important. Remaining messages left for KubeCon. Unconference. Susan, need to clarify language on thank you. We discussed that, right?
Yep.
And we're going to
All
do,
good.
yep. we're going to swap to directing to the weekly meeting. And then more meet and greet reminders. Ray needs access to one password for setting the G Calendar API key for Netlify. I take it this is a
This is a
website thing,
calendar fix.
Christopher?
Yeah.
Yes. So the Google Calendar API was created, and Ray needs access to one password. So do you, Kathleen?
Fix that. Yeah.
Do you gave him access to it?
I didn't see that request. I gave access
Okay.
to Machai from the
Yeah.
steering committee.
So
He
exactly. So
asked
now Ray needs it for copying
for Netlify.
the key and putting into Netlify.
Thank you for driving this, Christopher. I know this is a lot of
Mhm.
friction and pain, but
This
it's
is-
because it's
yeah.
bad.
Mhm.
We need to fix it.
Yeah, I
So
think
thank you.
the best thing we got out of this is that now we know, more of us will get access to Netlify, and
We'll
Hopefully,
actually
yeah.
get stats from the site, right? Because Bob
We
told us that
could, assuming
it
that's
was,
enabled, yes.
yeah.
that's the thing. Like
Bob told us,
as only Bob and Ray were the ones with access. Like it's a black box for most of us.
I see.
What things are and which things are not enabled.
Bob owned too many things.
Yes. Yes, Bob did.
But yeah, I think we're
Okay.
almost done with this
Yeah,
fix.
because you just got to get access and plug in the key, right?
Hmm
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he already have access for Netlify.
Okay. I should be able to fix that shortly. We have 15 minutes left. And then Google Calendar, new contributor orientation meetings follow up.
Yeah, so
Oh, I can't go there.
regarding that duplicates, maybe
Yeah.
let me let me change the link. It's just that I would like to know if you could see that option I showed in that check the last message in that thread.
Oh, for the calendar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please fix that.
So um I think that could help with preventing the duplicates in the NCO meetings.
Mm.
Let me know, Kathleen.
Okay. I can check that. I'm just going to check that real quick right now. Yeah, you're right. That's set to from everyone. Let's
From
do only
everyone.
if the sender is known.
There might be some other settings too.
I mean, yeah, like
If you want to share the
for
settings
restricting,
screen,
if you want to restrict like which domains could send you invitations or could create these invitations, that's another topic.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to run through and set up the contact list of this account to make sure that that works. And I'm a little worried. I think the way that it's working right now is somehow it's pulling all of the meetings from the like SIG calendars. Like it's getting invited to all of the ones from the SIG calendars, but they actually come from individuals, not from like SIG owned accounts. And I don't want to
sounds
have
painful.
to be the owner of a contact list that includes every lead in
Yeah,
Kubernetes. So
that's a
we'll see if
problem.
that works. Theoretically, that should be the solution. In practice, it may not be. We'll see. Thank you, though, Christopher, for finding that. I was looking through all of the settings and trying to find something like that. So we will look into that further. And with that, we have 12 minutes left. Any updates and big wins from anyone on the call today? I think a big win is that all of our KubeCon messages are in, so I'm going to add that.
I have one.
What you got?
I am finally a CubeSprout now.
Oh, you are?
Congratulations!
Nice. That's awesome.
Epic. Yeah. Do folks know what the CubeStronaut program is? Does anybody want an explanation?
I did not know that until recently, by the way, what it actually
Really?
was. Yeah, like earlier this year is when I learned what it actually meant.
Yeah, they established that a couple years ago.
Yeah,
Still
been a
relatively
while.
new, but
Yeah,
number of CubeStronauts is
Last to
growing.
last year, if I am not wrong.
Last year, was it?
Last to
really?
last
Or was
year.
it blur?
Like it's been 2 years, I guess.
Oh,
Like
Yeah, I think two.
I bought the bundle in KubeCon, the first KubeCon India, which happened at Delhi. I talked to quite a few folks about it, and actually, I'm planning for only the hands-on one, like CK, CKAD, and CKS. But someone at KubeCon told me, like, if you are going for 3 of them, just go for the CubeStron bundle,
oh,
and you
nice.
will get the title. So,
Yeah,
and I got
CK,
it for like
CKD, and CKF
$500.
hard. Yeah.
I got the whole bundle for like $500 at Cyber Monday sale. So like it
Mhm.
is like $100 per certification compared
And
to
now you
what the
got that
original price was.
for your resume.
Yes, you
Yep.
do.
I hope it helps. And
Me too.
should be good.
Yep.
Like those certifications are good. They actually test skills. So
Yeah, no multi-choice.
well, there
Yeah.
are some multi-choice ones in there, but I don't know. Do
No,
you have to do the
no,
multi-choice ones for cubes or not?
no,
No. Okay.
Yeah, well,
no. Okay, so
you
for
need to do
Kubernetes,
them.
KCNA and KCSA are MCQs one, like multi-choice ones. Those two are like completely MCQs, but CKAD, CKS, and CKA, those are like
Practical.
full Linux, like terminal ones, and like they have updated the syllabus, so it's quite tough now. Like I have like solved the
It was
previous
always
ones,
tough.
but now they are like there are 17 questions. What I heard from folks who like cleared them before the syllabus change, there are only 11 or 12 scenarios, but what I faced is like 16 and 17 scenarios, and time is same.
It was
So it's
already hard to fit it
fine.
in the time.
Right.
So it's
Okay.
like now it's more tough.
I had a maybe off little bit off topic question. It's like, do you guys present for every maintainer summit
No.
or for the main tracking cube for the KubeCon? Like,
Kind of. So there's a couple different things that maintainers of CNCF projects can do. There's a number of things that we can do at KubeCon. So one, of course, is Maintainer Summit. You can submit to the CFP. You can submit to the Unconference. In the past, Chris Short and I have submitted we used to ask for help with the website a lot.
Yes.
we would
Still do.
have a working session at KubeCon at the Kubernetes Contributor Summit. We would like have a room, have a time, and ask people to just come by and help us figure out what was going on with the website. And then
It was
Christopher
productive.
appeared.
Yeah. Then now Chris is here, and Christopher, and we're all good.
I think
Yeah.
we could do the same for NCO. Like, it's all
Not at Maintainer Summit. Like we
no, of
could,
course.
we've done it. So there's a couple things with the Maintainer Summit in NCO. One, Mario and I, the first year that we created new contributor orientation, we hosted a session at, I guess it was Kubernetes Contributor Summit at that time. We hosted like an information session because the people who are at Maintainer Summit are their maintainers. So it's like, hey, we set up this thing to try to improve new contributor experiences in our area. Like, you could do that too, would be the message for Maintainer Summit. For Kubernetes Contributor Summit, it was like, we need your help because you're the SIGs and we need to know what good first issues are available so that we can put those in the NCO. No one attended that session, just so you know.
Nope.
There was no one in that room. And then we've discussed before, like running a new contributor orientation at KubeCon. Doesn't make sense for Maintainer Summit, obviously. Maintainer track, we usually don't really want to use the time for that because we want to do like other SIG updates as well. I debate that every year. And then, but it's also only a 35-minute session, so it's kind of hard to fit the content in. Arpit has done a lot of work with that, and he's waiting to get a chance to talk about it. And then this year for KubeCon EU, Google reached out, the open source programs office at Google reached out to me and like, they were like, hey, we're sponsoring the community hub and we want to do something impactful with it. What could we do? And I asked them to run a new contributor orientation session. So they are doing that. It's going to be a little bit tough, but Arpit was also involved with that.
You
So,
mean at the container
Arpit.
day in Cincy in the KubeCon?
No, at KubeCon. Like,
Oh.
it's so at the community hub
Oh.
within KubeCon. Yeah.
There's so many things, so many layers to this onion. That is KubeCon.
Like one thing, like I raised up the hand because I have initial thought of like NCO being like we host it, we did it like the session you told. So there's one thing called CNCF peer mentoring group.
Yep.
Folks can confuse it with that because I
there's so many
attended
ways
one
to get
in
confused.
KubeCon India.
Mhm.
So already folks don't know about it. Like when I remember I talked to Wendy and yeah, Wendy from events, not Wendy Ha from Signote. So I talked to her and she was like we need to like do some like comms, like in-person comms. So we told some folks and I also went to peer mentoring session. I am assuming if we do an in-person NCO like that one, like we book a room and like we do that,
It would
mainly
require
folks can get
coordination.
yeah,
Yes.
or we
Significant
can like
coordination.
merge it with the peer. No, that's a bad idea, I guess. Like merging it with peer mentoring session.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no.
such a different thing, right? You've experienced
Yeah,
it.
yep.
I
I
get a
got
lot
to
of
know
those
like
questions at peer mentoring and I tell people about it, but they're usually looking for more broad mentorship. So I wouldn't want to take that opportunity away from people. Yeah. It's also the last day. It's one of the last things that happens at the conference. I've sometimes had conflicts with it, but usually we get a lot of students and there's fewer people at the conference at that time. A lot of people leave early. So it's kind of the dregs of who's left, but it's always full. Like the meeting, the mentoring, peer mentoring, or like speed mentoring is always very well attended. Yeah,
Do
but I would
you
do
have
like a new
any
contributor orientation,
ideas
but
for next KubeCon?
so next KubeCon, number one, next KubeCon is India.
No, I'm talking about in North America.
That's what I thought.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So there's a variety of things. Anyway, so for KubeCon North America, so here's the considerations that need to go into new contributor orientation in person at KubeCon. The sessions, if it's a maintainer track session or a regular session, whatever, is only 35 minutes. So we'd have to do a condensed version of the new contributor orientation in order to put it there, and we'd probably want
that's
to
fine.
use ContribEx.
I have one.
I know we do, but we'd have to probably use SIG ContribEx's slot for maintainer track. And so SIG ContribEx then wouldn't get a slot. We would just do new contributor orientation at KubeCon, which would honestly be fine. It's not like anyone attends our sessions anyway. So honestly, I'm in favor of that. I'll talk with the other chairs about it, but I don't
Yeah,
know if
go
they'll
for it.
want to do that. The other thing is that like running new contributor orientation in person at KubeCon, I think ideally it should be longer than
Okay.
usual because we can actually work with people one-on-one in person to help them find an issue and make a
Mhm.
contribution right there on the spot.
I just want to
Um,
point out that we used to do this during contributor summits, new
Yeah.
contributor workshop, and that was a fiasco
really?
in
And
2019.
how about like doing a session about like the like NCO, like the lessons learned, what went good, what went bad,
Now that could
and so
be
We
a
do
and
good
that.
so
talk submission.
sorry.
We do that for Maintainer Summit. Like in the ContribEx session, we usually give those updates. Not that anyone cares. It's
Right.
not marketed correctly, I guess, but
But you
yeah, we
could do
do
it
that.
as a talk
I mean, you could
in theory.
if as a track chair,
Yeah, I know. I know.
I wouldn't select it.
I wouldn't select it
Really?
either, but if it was put together with other things from comms, maybe we
I
could
mean,
talk
that's just
about
the Maintainer
all the
Summit
other
or the
stuff.
Maintainer track session.
No, I'm talking about okay, in at KubeCon, you will say the same?
So if I've been the track chair for the community track and for the what is it called now? Something experience, cloud native experience track.
What?
The consideration with the tracks, we only get maybe like 15 talks that we can select out of about 100, and
Or more?
yeah. Yeah. And then and then we have to think about, is this talk going to steal people away from the other talks that are happening at the same time? Because there's going to be
Yes.
about 11 talks in a time slot. So, what's going to make people come to this talk over all of the other talks that are happening in that time slot? And, if it ends up on the last day, then you're also competing with people leaving for the day. So,
Bingo.
a talk about new contributor orientation for Kubernetes, which is only one project within the CNCF ecosystem, which includes many, many more projects.
Right.
I would have trouble selecting it for the track personally, if I was selecting it for a non-maintainer track.
Okay.
I would say like this belongs in the maintainer track as the track lead of the non-maintainer track.
Right.
But the maintainer
Yikes.
track gets full these days because there's so many projects in the CNCF. So yeah.
Yeah.
So you could. It's possible. You'd have to have the right framing.
Oh, yeah.
And even then it would be.
Or think about something because I think like that idea you sent before of like keeping track of how active projects are within Kubernetes to prevent things like ingress in Nginx could be a good opportunity to. I think there's a lot of opportunities there, and if that research or hopefully that thing that could prevent that becomes interesting, maybe it would be nice to have a talk about it, right?
You're talking more about like
Open source in
sustainability
general. Yeah.
of contributor ecosystems and open source. That would be interesting.
That's what I'm more interested
Yeah.
to talk about.
That would also
Like
be a good talk
Kubernetes as a case
for,
study.
right. You could have Kubernetes as a case study that could get picked up at KubeCon. It could get picked up at Open Source Summit. It could get picked up at All Things Open. Like there's a billion places you could submit that and it would probably be accepted too. But you got to do it right. You know?
Yeah,
But
that's the right
my purpose is
framing.
not to do this thing alone. Like I would like I'm pitching the idea to you guys because I think I mean if any of you have interest in doing a talk, I'd love to be with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm always happy to co-talk with folks. Just as a
Definitely
rule
worth
of
getting
thumb.
it written up. Arpit would
Yeah.
also be good at this. You might consider it
Yes.
for KubeCon India. The CFP is already closed though.
Yeah, KubeCon India results are announced. actually, not
Yeah.
only the
Yeah.
CSPS flows. So
Yeah. But yeah, we could work on getting something together.
we can do that
Thank
in
you.
KubeCon Japan and
I think
KubeCon
this weekend I have a
May.
little
Like
bit of
these two are
time.
open.
Sorry.
This weekend, you have some time to work on it.
To work on that issue. I mean, I would like to research a little bit of that project from JetBrains to see, to see it live, and then like what could fit into Kubernetes.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. That
Yeah.
would really support the breadth of the talk that you're thinking about.
Yeah. Next week I'll
I'm
tell you
interested.
how it went.
Awesome. So we're a couple minutes over. Sorry about that, folks. If you need to hop off, please do. Any beyond last minute items that we want to make sure to discuss?
So for the calendar, are we good? Like, did you change the settings?
Yes. Some
Nice.
settings.
So I think that, and all the duplicates were removed, or some of them.
I think there might be one in there now from someone else doing it between Tuesday and Friday. So there might be a duplicate for the 17th, but I don't think there's future duplicates yet.
Let me check.
Paris.
Oh yeah, for April, yeah, it looks good. They're not the duplicates. Okay. I think we're good. I've been like cleaning up all the MRs, or the PRs for the website, so I haven't been doing like much new features as we had a lot of things were not merged. And still,
Thank you, Christopher. That's the sign of leadership. You've got more things than you can handle at the moment. That's a good thing. Get things going.
yeah, nothing else for me.
I was going to say that the last time that SIG ContribEx had a good audience for our maintainer track session was, I mean, that I was there for was Paris, because we had like 80 people in that room.
80, wow.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah. And we framed it more like this,
Mm-hmm.
more of like, ecosystem sustainability, more focus on NCO. I thought it was very successful and really wanted to iterate on that. And then that didn't really happen because there's so much time in between KubeCons and so many things that happen. So there's opportunity there. It worked once.
Okay, good to know. There's recordings of that out there?
Yes.
Okay, I'll check
Yeah.
that out.
KubeCon Paris.
Like, Kathleen, do you have any stats on NCO? Like, are they documented anywhere? I am thinking of like including some slides about NCO.
Mario
I'm
tracks
working on.
it just kind of roughly. I need to
Okay.
update his sheet. I think it's a little bit out of date. But we've been discussing the last few meetings here that there's no good programmatic way to track attendance and beyond that contribution from NCO attendance because we don't get from Slack or from Zoom the
Directly.
people who attended. And even if we did, we would have to correlate the people who attended on Zoom to the people who are on GitHub, and there's some blockers there. So
And
moving to the Linux Foundation owned Bevy system may give us more opportunities there.
Alleviate all of that.
also, if that is not possible, we have done some like I remember like some contributor posts where contributors praise the NCO. I can use that as snapshots in the slides if that is okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the stories that Avni and Swati have been putting together to promote the NCO, those are really, really good.
I will like then talk to both of them.
Thank you.
I just remember this week I was watching a video on YouTube, like most of the blog websites like Reddit, Medium, Dev.to, like they are having like they're being impacted by the but as people are not using search engines anymore, and I was thinking like how this applies to us because a lot of the content we are publishing in the website, maybe people won't read it, but when they're asking Gemini, ChatGPT, they need some site to index that content. So, do you guys like have you guys ever think about this
I
for
work
the
at
project?
Google. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
The new SEO is a frequent topic of discussion. Because it's
And what's
basically just SEO when it comes down to it. It's like everybody wants their stuff to be surfaced by the AI agents now. And how do you get it surfaced by the AI? There has to be some kind of ideas about like what formats are more likely to get picked up. If you have like a prominent like URL, that might help. Like we don't have like a specific list like SEO does, because SEO has been around for a long time and is deterministic. So it has a clear list of like, here are the
Yes.
things that you need to do in order to appear higher in the search engine lists. For AI, it's more nebulous. You definitely need to have text because most of them primarily focus on text. I think that
Mhm.
probably having a like particularly relevant URL probably helps. If it can determine that you are a known and trusted source for the information, that probably helps. But yeah, there's not like a guide, and it is basically SEO because everyone wants to do this.
so something I think we could add to the discussion later is because I was asking this week about the like how could I become a new contributor if there are any meetings to Gemini, and it gave me the new contributor course. And I think we should
That's
later discuss like
good-ish.
sorry?
That's
Yeah.
good-ish.
Yeah, but I mean I would like to get the NCO meetings before it tells me about the new contributor course, of course. So I don't know. I was just wondering like what you guys thought about that and if it's worth adding to the conversation.
Absolutely. We should absolutely keep talking about it because we
Yeah.
have to think about this going forward. I think it makes a lot of sense that it would give you new contributor course first. It makes me very happy that it found the new contributor course at all, because that means that it is looking at our
Oh
sites.
yeah. And
So that's
Oh,
it's
good.
been
yeah.
for longer, right?
It's been
But
around
I
a while. Yeah.
I think the style of content for the contributor course means that it's more likely to come up in that context where you're asking it, how do I get started? Because it's trying to help you get started. So, like a
Mm-hmm.
new contributor course where it's like, do this, it's going to prioritize like self driven learning, you know? It's not going to prioritize attend this meeting. Most
Yeah.
people wouldn't do that. Like if someone asks you,
Right.
like, how do I get started in this community? Most people aren't going to say like attend meetings. Only if you really know and are deeply involved are you going to be like, you should probably attend meetings. But an AI that's trying to answer a question for someone who's trying to do self-driven
Yeah.
contribution is
And maybe it will
it's just
point
not the right resource to surface. It's going to think, I think.
yeah. I think also
So we would
because
have to change perceptions.
now it will index the website for the NCO like before. I'm not sure if like a search engine well, not search engine but like Gemini will index the GitHub repository for going through the NCO info, right?
No, I don't
So
think GitHub gets picked up as or is prioritized as high as.
exactly. So
Yeah.
now I think we'll get better results now that the NCO information is in the website.
Yeah. Thank you,
Here's hoping.
Christopher.
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of like putting the NCO meetings as a thing in the contributor course.
That's a good idea.
As a
That'd be easy
resource.
to add. Yeah, and
Yeah,
like
maybe
add
make
it
it the first thing
as
in the contributor course. Like you want to do self-driven, learn how to be a contributor, just take the
hell
NCO
yeah.
first. You can do the other stuff if you want, but just take the NCO.
Right.
Okay.
I like
Well,
that idea.
thank you guys, and thank you for your time, and hope you have a good rest of your weekend.
Thank you, Christopher. You're doing so much awesome stuff, and we really appreciate it. And Arpit, you're also doing lots of amazing stuff. And Susan, everybody's active and doing stuff, and we appreciate you. And thank you for sticking around for an extra 15 minutes today.
Yes.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Forgive me if I missed it. Are we meeting next Friday, or are people going to be coming home?
We should not meet next Friday, I would think.
That was my
I'm down for
assumption,
that.
but
We
Also,
typically
like,
don't the week of KubeCon.
also, like, all of you will be there at KubeCon, right?
No.
No,
nope,
Chris and I will not be. Christopher will not be.
either.
Susan, are you there?
nope,
Oh,
no. We have a
Taking
bit of
care
a
of the cats?
situation.
Oh,
Cat
Always.
related, yes, but
Yeah.
oh,
Jeff.
cat-related situation. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Jeff won't be there either.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell you offline.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Well, we'll say goodbye to our friends on YouTube with that. Thank you, YouTube, for joining us today. We hope you join us in person sometime. And I'll
Yes,
end the
please.
recording.